Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Riza. Please hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already because it really does help a lot. Today we are going to be doing a part 1 of a series of the secrets and history of Fantasyland. This is going to be part 1 of 2 videos about Fantasyland, and I'm going to be doing a series of all of the secrets and history of every single land in the Disneyland parks. So let's get started. Okay, so when you are walking through the castle, there is actually, it's not really a secret I would say, but there's actually a walkthrough in the castle itself that tells the tale of Sleeping Beauty, since it is obviously Sleeping Beauty's castle. It actually is just a really interesting way of doing the story in a different perspective. So if you haven't already, I would recommend doing it. I think it's a lot of fun and it's something, you know, that little kids really like to see if you want to get in the air conditioning for a while. It's just something really cute to do in the parks other than, you know, riding a bunch of rides or sitting down and eating something like that. Speaking of the castle itself, the drawbridge is actually fully functional and it does work. The last time it was raised, I can't remember, but it was like, I want to say for the 50th anniversary, as well as you can see Walt Disney's family crest all over the castle walls, which I think is just a really nice tidbit to Walt Disney in the parks. In the castle, if you pull at the door that is on the top of the stairs at the entrance to the Sleeping Beauty walkthrough, there will be a pullback on the door and probably a cackle and maybe a loud noise. So you just have to watch out for Maleficent and make sure, you know, you don't get followed by her on your way out. Now walking into Fantasyland itself, if you look at Snow White's Scary Adventures and you look up at the balcony, you will see that it is just, you know, a curtain and a window. Every 2 minutes there is an Evil Queen animatronic that pops her head out and will just kind of look over everyone and then go back in. And it repeats every 2 to 3 minutes just to give the land a little bit more character than it already does. Also, with Snow White's Scary Adventures, at the entrance to the queue line, there is a golden apple and a giant book. Everyone says, you know, don't touch the apple, you'll get scared. I say touch the apple. It's just like in Indiana Jones, everything that says do not touch, always touch it, because there's always something interactive to do at the parks that you just might not know about. So go ahead, touch the golden apple, give it a little squeeze, see what happens. So the original idea for a dark ride was actually to put you in the perspective of the main character. The issue with that in rides like Snow White's Scary Adventures is that kids would just get scared because, you know, there was no Snow White in sight. It was just the dwarves and a bunch of scary things, and it was hard to follow the storyline when the main character wasn't there. So because of that, in Snow White's Scary Adventures, they did input a few Snow White animatronics in the ride. A little quick thing that isn't true anymore, but it used to be true, is that one of the animatronics that is in that ride holds an apple. That apple used to not be glued down and it used to just be rested there, and if you stand up in the ride vehicle, you definitely can reach it if you wanted to. So people used to take that apple all the time, you know, just for a little keepsake. I don't recommend doing it because now it's glued down because so many apples were taken. Something that makes Fantasyland very unique is the fact that above every single ride in Fantasyland there is a weather vane that is themed to that ride and attraction itself. So at the Fantasy Fair, which is basically a place where you can meet characters, a place where you can see a little show, super cute area. Around the Fantasy Fair there is what is called the Chopin's Music Box. Now Chopin was actually the narrator in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So Chopin's Music Box tells the story of the Festival of Fools scene that is in the Hunchback of Notre Dame movie. If you do have the opportunity and the chance to use this music box, I would 10 out of 10 recommend doing it because it really just brings the characters more to life. It gives you the ability to see it in person rather than on a screen. Oh, I'm wishing for the one I love. Okay, also by the Fantasy Fair, there is a Rapunzel's tower that you can see right next to the Fantasy Fair. Keep an eye on that tower because it does come to life and you will hear Rapunzel singing her healing incantation. Another cute little thing about Fantasyland is there is a wishing well where you can meet a bunch of different Disney characters because they always walk around the wishing well. The special thing about the wishing well itself is it is Snow White's wishing well from the movie. If you listen really closely in the wishing well, you will be able to hear Snow White singing to her woodland creature animal friends, and they will be singing back to her. So that to me is something that, I don't know, it's just so cute and quaint, and it's a really nice area. Like, you go back in that area and you just want to like curl up in a book and read or like sing or relax, I don't know, but I love it. I think you would too. And I saved my favorite one for last. This one is something that I literally point out to every single person that I go to Disney with, and it is the feet that are on the top of the mushrooms right outside of the Alice in Wonderland ride. Let me explain. So there are giant mushrooms right outside the Alice in Wonderland ride, and if you look on top of the mushrooms, there is a big children's book. That actually was a fairly new addition. So before the book was on top of the mushrooms, there was the smoking caterpillar that is in the movie on top of those mushrooms. Guests did not like the idea of someone smoking a hookah on top of the mushrooms at a Disney park. Even though it's in the movie, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to transfer over well into the parks. So they had to remove it, but they couldn't get the feet off of the mushroom unless they completely dismantled the mushroom. So instead of doing that, they just, took the caterpillar off and stuck a book there and said, okay, the only way that you can actually see the feet is if you're on the ride itself going out, or if you're walking sideways and you look back, and you have to be like, you almost have to like stand on something to see it if you're short, because it is really easy to miss. Okay, you guys, that is it for part 1 of Fantasyland Secrets and History. Next week on Friday, I will be back with another video, and I love making these videos, and I hope you guys enjoy watching them. If you haven't already, please hit that big thumbs up down below, and don't forget to leave a comment about what your favorite secrets and histories of Fantasyland, and if I didn't include something that you want me to include in part 2. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell because it really does help a lot, you guys. I know I say it a lot, but it really, really does help. If you do not already follow my socials, which will be in the description down below. As of right now, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!